Hey, how you doing? Kevin Clark here, featured in the New York Times bestseller, The Laptop Millionaire. You can read a bit more about me and my humble beginnings on page 77 of that book, which I will tell you a bit more about. However, in this post, I'm going to share some details regarding a giveaway that I'm doing. It's the season, I'm feeling generous. So what I'm doing is I am, for a limited time only, I am giving away a free copy of my bestseller, which is entitled 101 Universal Sales Truths They Don't Want You to Know. So if you've ever wondered why some salespeople effortlessly close deals while others struggle, uncover the hidden truths that industry insiders try to suppress, from psychological triggers to negotiation tactics, this book is your ultimate guide to mastering the sales game. So if you want to unleash those super powers from deep within you, then this is an awesome book, especially if you are, everybody's in the arena of sales. Doesn't matter how you look at it. We all are doing sales, one form or the other. However, not all of us are conscious about the words that we're using and the effects that these words are having. So what this book will do, this book is going to go to places where no other book on this planet has dared gone to, and you'll tap into 101 tailor-made, specific, this is powerful stuff, specific. When I say specific, each and every word has been crafted in each and every one of the 101 sales truths. While I'm speaking to you like this, I'm thinking about the coming together of the 101 universal sales truths that they don't want you to know. If I was to rewind to 2018, I was working for this amazing company. Loved it. 2008 rather. Amazing company. Loved it to bits. I managed to design a position as a employment and placement officer, as I love coaching, I love mentoring, I love supporting people. Now I'm working for this company at this stage, feeling great. I got employed. Here I am, adding soft skills and mentoring and coaching services to the company, adding value into the marketplace, doing one-on-one coaching, helping people get back into independent living. And then one day I'm in my office, I'm sitting down doing some work, and then I hear a knock on the door. I'm like, come in. The person walks in, my boss at the time. My boss said, oh, can I have a quick word with you in my office? So I'm like, sure. So here I am, right? Thinking to myself, what's going on here exactly? So I'm inside of the boss's office. You can imagine how I'm feeling right now, right? I sit down on this chair, and then the boss turns around and says, I don't know how we're going to pay you this month, Kevin. So can you imagine that? Extreme high to an extreme low. Can you relate to that in any way at all? Well, I remember exactly how I felt, right? It was such a uncomfortable feeling, mixed emotions. I definitely remember one thing. I remember saying this: I'm never going to be in this situation ever again. So fast forward, I'm made redundant. I was dating a lady around that time who invited me to an internet marketing seminar in a place called Earl's Court, London, the UK. I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was a marketing seminar, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to go. But I was informed, and I was told that it's important for me to bring a paper, bring a pad with me. So here I am at this event in London. After an amazing journey on the motorway, I get to this venue. I walk into the building. I'm surrounded by a sea of many colours from the north, south, east and the west. People from all different places, from all different walks of life, literally, right? Just everybody from everywhere. And then I remember a gentleman walking down to the front. He goes by the name of Mark Anastasi. So Mark walks down to the front, and then after a few exercises to get the energy up inside of the room, Mark asked a question, which was this: if you've made money online before, I want to see a show of hands. Right, so here's Mark now. He's got his hand up and he's waiting for a response, right? I look around and I see all of these different people putting their hands up. And I thought, wow, I know I've been on eBay, so I guess I do qualify. I've sold something on eBay, right? And I went through that part. I thought, right, okay, this is going to be very interesting. So Mark continued to tell his story about how he was destitute and broke. And then he went on to sharing a strategy online, which was how to use Google Ads and how to use ClickBank at the time. If you don't know what they are, I'll explain. So Google Ads, back in the day, I don't use it now. However, I assume it's more or less the same, right? So how it works is you bid for keywords. So you know how you go to Google and you type in a phrase inside Google, like if you was looking for extremely cheap software in Nottingham for marketing, that's classed as a long tail keyword. It's quite specific. When you compare that to something like red shoes, that's classed as a short term keyword, 2 words. When you micro laser and be more specific, you tend to have more words involved in a related search term, or a keyword, or a search term rather. Related search terms would be search terms that are related to those things. Like, for example, it could be the same search term, like cheap software for marketing in Nottingham, and then it could be in Edinburgh, then it could be in Brazil, in Jamaica, in France. Get the idea? So whenever you go to Google and you type in a phrase, there's a ton of people that are battling for those phrases, for those questions that you're typing in there. So let's say I was selling red dresses in Nottingham, and I had a store for selling that sold red dresses in Nottingham, and I wanted to rank on number 1 for that search term, red dresses in Nottingham. I would have to bid inside of Google Ads to get my store on page 1 in Google for that search term. So let's say, for example, inside of the Google Ads, people were bidding for that keyword search term, and the highest bid for that keyword, red dresses in Nottingham, was 50p per click. I would have to be prepared to spend 50p if I was to bid on that keyword and I wanted to be number 1 for that keyword whenever a person popped up inside of Google. So if it was 50p to be in the number 1 spot per click for that search term, and I was happy with that and I bidded on that, each time a person would have clicked on my website that would have been connected to that search term in the back end of Google Ads, I would have been charged 50p. So if there was a school kid that was just playing about on the computer typing in cheap red dresses in Nottingham and they was doing that like 1,000 times a day, I would be charged for it. So that's pretty much how it works. So in this seminar, Mark Anastasi shared a simple principle in Google Ads, and then he moved on to speak about YouTube, and then he moved on to speak about ClickBank. Powerful stuff, very short, very sweet. Here I am taking copious notes, writing all of this stuff down, right? Thinking, wow, this is amazing. Can't wait till I get home and put this to practice. So after the seminar, here I am getting super excited, wanting to go back to Nottingham. I'm heading back to Nottingham at this point, and I am now ready to put this information to practice. So I've got my notes and I've got my computer open. I had a desktop computer at the time. And I remember going through these patterns of procrastination. So as I was implementing this information, something would happen. I would go to the kitchen and reach for food. And I identified this pattern. And I thought to myself, I need to knock this pattern on the head. So once recognizing this pattern of procrastination, I managed to delve in my work and execute and get this information out. And by doing so, everything that I'd learned from that seminar, I'd put to practice. I went to ClickBank. I found a product by a vendor called 6 Day Fetch, and it was a product about dogs, and I don't know anything about dogs. I then went to a forum where loads of people love dogs. I created a ClickBank platform, affiliated myself to a dog book inside of ClickBank. ClickBank's made up of vendors, these are the people that make the products, and affiliates, these are the people that promote the products. I became an affiliate, I became affiliated to a product inside ClickBank. I went to a dog forum where there was thousands of people speaking about dogs that love dogs. I put a link inside that forum. As a result of that, based upon the law of averages, people were clicking on the link, which started to convert into sales. I was super shocked when I started to see transactions for $47, after $47, after $47, after $47. And this all happened after a time when I thought all of this was gobbledygook, all of this ain't going to work, all of this is a waste of time. Why should I be really going to London to watch this guy? He just wants all my data, wants my details. What makes you think it's going to work for you, Kevin? So after bypassing all of that stuff in the head, that voice, on and on and on and on, I put that information to practice and the results speak for itself. $47 after $47 after $47. I'd never made money like that before. Fast forward, I'm inside London. I receive an email. The email is from a gentleman by the name of Mark Anastasi. Mark Anastasi is asking questions to people that attended his seminar, me being one of them. Inside of an email that he sent, he asked a question which was this: "Hi Kevin, how you doing? Thank you for attending the seminar. Did you manage to put any information to practice, and if so, did you get any results?" I responded back by saying it just so happens that yes, I put some information to practice, and I told my story, right? Mark responds back by saying, "Fantastic. I'm writing a book, and the book's called The Laptop Millionaire. Would you like to be on page 77 of that book?" I responded back by saying, "Yes, I would love to be on page 77 of that book. Whatever page you want to put me on about, I'd love to have my story in there if it's going to help somebody else, right?" So after doing so, I became endorsed. And I didn't realize the power of that at the time. But what was happening was people was reading the book, I was telling my story, and I was becoming more believable. People could see that, I was doing things differently. I was associating myself differently. I was learning different things. And at the same time, I could teach different things too to get different results. So people would ask me to carry out certain work for them. So I set up a digital marketing platform, clickzoo.co.uk, which is now a lovely blog where people go to get the latest and the greatest about online marketing, etc. And also coaching from myself. So that's how ClickZoo came together, right? I'm so grateful I'm just happy and I'm grateful for every experience that I've had, which has brought me to this place in the here and now. Because for things to change, you have to change. And if you're not prepared to do the work from within, you're not going to see your world change on the outskirts. The kingdom of God is within you. So that's how I ended up as an affiliate marketer. That's how I ended up inside of the book, The Laptop Millionaire by Mark Anastasi, which is a New York Times bestseller. He went on to become a New York Times bestseller. I didn't understand the significance or the power of that at the time. But yes, it's been an interesting journey. So this book here, I've been compelled, inspired to write this book here, which has been in print for quite some time now, a few years. I've taken it off all of the major platforms. I have 100% control of the print, the publication, the sales of this book. So you can get a free download of this book, PDF format, from my site. The details are in the description box. Go to the description box, grab a copy, 100% free for a limited time only. If you would like to start your online business, don't know where to start, come and join us. You will get a business handed to you on a platter. Hold your hand until you're doing 10k per month online, plus you can stay with us as well after you're doing those figures, because we're a great community and we just love building. So if that's you, scratching your head like, I want to do something, not too sure what to do, I want to generate passive income, I need a system that works, I need to be connected with people that are getting results, like-minded people, birds of the same feather flock together, then come. Details are in the description box below also. You'll be able to get direct access to myself. Any kind of questions you like to ask, I'll be there at all times. You'll be connected to people that are doing multi-millions online, and there's no question too silly. There's no such thing as a stupid question, so feel free to ask any question. So do take advantage of this book. It's for free. I enjoyed every moment of this book, and I hope it adds some form of value to you also. That's it from me, Kevin Clark, believing in you. Stay focused. Bye for now.